Um, we were just talking about what we've watched. We remembered what we've watched.
We're a hot mess. We're a
Yeah,
hot mess today. We don't even know. We don't even remember Perfect Match somehow.
yeah. In our defense, though, I mean, like we've gone through big changes here recently with like kids going back to school. It just like I don't know. It just takes away all of my freedom. I feel like I've lost all of my freedom.
Yeah, and my son Jagger, he's been in school for like, I don't know, a couple of weeks, but it's always an adjustment. And then I'm preparing for a big launch with, you know, my contradiction queen, like coaching stuff. And I've been in like my manifesting generator mode has been turned like all the way the fuck up. And I have just been like in that and just like doing it. And so, yeah, like I told you, it dawned on me today that I didn't even watch the finale of Perfect Match, which we were going to
I
talk about.
know,
Thank
right?
goodness you said you hadn't either yet, because
That worked out really well.
I
You
just like,
literally text me, or I text you, and you literally like 5 minutes ago, I realized that I hadn't watched it, and I was like, it was like the same revelation at the same exact time because I was thinking, oh crap, I never even like got up this morning and finished 10.
yeah, no, same. But I've been like, just in this like mode with the like my business stuff. And so I just haven't even, it's like, I don't know. The week has gone so fast that I forgot that today was even Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. I feel like the same. There must be something going on with like the universe's alignment with everything because I feel like my projector self has been turned up like 100 because I was telling you that I felt really off yesterday, and then I went and had a conversation with my dad today, and that helped a lot, like clear up a lot of like loose ends because
Good.
like the conversation I had yesterday before I was off was like somebody having big emotions towards me, and I think that's what like set it off, and then I just was not able to like regulate myself last night in order to be in a normal state. I just felt like sped up all afternoon. But then having the conversation with my dad, I was able to get back into alignment with like the goal. Anyways, so I think maybe it's something in the universe that's like kicked everything up a notch. Cause like if somebody tells me their feelings right now, I'm just like jumping off the deep end. I'm just like, wait a second, I cannot process
Yeah.
any
Do
of
you want
this.
to
I'm
know?
just like ready to like plummet to the bottom. It's crazy.
Yeah. You want to know what I think that is? Um,
Yeah, tell me.
we are in eclipse season. The portal is open
Yeah.
and it's very like karmic, destined, fated. It's very like bringing a lot up that we want to get rid of. And it's also bringing up like new doorways we want to walk through. There's so much that goes on during eclipse season. So you're right, there is something going on in
Yeah.
the universe, and it's going to amplify everything. It's just going to amplify everything. It's eclipsing things into our life and out of our life, as one of my teachers says. And also, your big projector self already, like, because you take so much in. When I say your big projector self, what I mean is like, for anyone who doesn't know this, it's a human design framework, which is something I study and teach and work with. And so you have all these open centers and you take in other people's energy and amplify it and then, project it back out. And so you just have to keep your aura really clean. And sometimes I would imagine during eclipse season would be one of the times that you would feel that even bigger. And that means you have to have even more like clear boundaries about what's yours, what's not yours, clear like regulating techniques, really good self-care right now
Yeah.
because we're in the
Yeah.
portal,
I
baby. We're
definitely
in
need
the
some
portal.
some clear regulating techniques. Yeah. I totally agree with all of that because I feel like we have our seasons of growth, and I think that obviously that was, designed by God, and at least that's how I interpret that. Like I feel
Yeah.
like all of that, I feel like the universe shifts and changes and grows because it has to, and we have to along with it. So, yeah, I find all that interesting because we're also reading James right now in the Bible study I'm doing, and there's a lot of really good, helpful, growing things in that book that I'm
Mhm.
also trying to like process and curate and like push through because I do have like lots of goals. I feel like personally, like personal self growth goals that I'm also trying to work on. So it's just a creating like this tornadic energy in my body versus, and I'm trying to, obviously work through that. So no, because that's been coming up a lot lately about how to like come up with my own tools to regulate all of this and to get back in alignment. Because when I'm not in alignment, it's just crazy. It's wild. And it's more
Yeah.
profound now than it has ever been before.
Wow.
Like for me
So
personally.
there's some two things I want to respond to. Number one, I agree with you on like what you're saying about your perspective of it's God and there's different seasons and all of that, because, you know, whatever words people choose to use, this is like my perspective, it's all interconnected. It's all the same basic like frequency. And it's all, yes, working, whatever framework you want to put it into. there's there's this higher power working for us to bring us to our highest good and a collective highest good and the highest of the all of everything. And so that brings me to the second thing I wanted to respond to, which is you're saying this tornadic energy. And I would say, I want to challenge you and anyone listening that if you're feeling that
Yeah.
tornadic energy or like a fire in you or whatever, like let the tornado happen and let it tear shit up and let it like uproot things in you and let it make a big mess so that you can then go through the rubble and decide what you want to keep and rebuild from and what you want in your rebuilding process and what is old and trash and ready to just be let go of and what's the ruins.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this process of that energy and what the eclipse season is about is um, really seeing what is and isn't working and the things that are our karma or like things that we came into this life with if you believe in past lives, and if you don't, then the things that you've created thus far in your life that maybe don't serve you anymore. Maybe you've learned really great lessons from them and you want to keep those jewels of those lessons, but you want to let go of the parts of that shit that doesn't serve you anymore. And then you want to rebuild towards your dharma, which is like what you're really here for and your purpose and your highest good. And so if you let that tornado just take everything and toss it everywhere and uproot it all, then you can like hand pick the things that really feel in alignment right now and build forward from that place.
Yeah. No, that makes sense because there's like within a tornado, there's, um, just for example, like everything that's been going on right now, everything that's been going on in the past, and like all of it is like swirling together and letting go of the things that you regret not doing or things you think you regret not doing and enter into like where you want to move forward. Yeah. That all makes total sense.
Yeah. And even the things like learning a lesson from if you feel regret about something, okay, then how do I want to handle that stuff now? Like I can
Yeah.
change my mind. I can change my mind at any moment. I can make a different decision any moment, that nothing is concrete.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay. What a great intro conversation.
There you go, everybody. There's our tips for the day. Let the tornado swirl, drop when heat's dropped. Pick up what you want to take with you. I like that.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
good illustration.
Yeah.
So do we want to start with perfect match or Bachelor in Paradise?
Well, I'm ready to talk about Bachelor in Paradise because I had an aha about this money situation that I
Okay.
kind of shared with you, and I just
Here,
gotta say it.
let's hear it.
So, we've been talking about, and we talked in the last episode about the money and how it like is kind of like off brand for The Bachelor and
Mm-hmm.
shows about love and not money and all that. And what kind of sparked in me after that conversation, maybe later that day or the next day or something, I just had this moment of like, yes, and one of my yes, and moments.
Yeah.
Yes, all that's true. And what an interesting framework because, you know, I have, I think most people I know, especially women, have been in that struggle of do I choose love or money? And, if you've been with a man who has like a significant amount of money and it's not totally there love wise, or maybe there are things you love about him, but like there's something missing. Back to that conversation last time, there's something that's just kind of still missing and you're not fully fulfilled. Do you choose that, or do you choose total fulfillment? Like, no, I don't, I'm not going to pick the money. And I'm not judging anyone's decision because I have friends who for sure have married for money. And it's not that they don't love the man or they're not happy, but it's like that's the choice that they clearly made. And that's okay.
Yeah. The money was a great, great incentive bonus to marry
Yeah. And
this
they love him
person.
for his money, but not like for his money, but for the fact that a man that can create that big really does have to have a lot of shit together to do that. And he really does have to, on some level, right? Like he has a vision, he can execute, he can communicate, like he can make shit happen. And he's organized enough and he's got enough masculine containment to do that if he's, especially if he's built it for himself and not just inherited it or whatever. So there's plenty to love in that, and it's enough for a lot of people. And then there are other people who are like, no, 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 I just want it all, and it would be great to have that, but I'm not settling for that. That would feel like settling. It's like I really
Yeah.
want that connection and passion and that all that stuff. And so anyway, I'm just curious if like for me, introducing the money into this kind of introduced an element of that because we were talking about how the couples weren't splitting up anymore or like exploring. It was just like, we're going to stay together and we're going to win this money.
Yeah.
And
It was almost, yeah, like the
somehow that,
precedent was set. They had to like take each other. And, yeah.
yeah, somehow for me that like made sense and connected. And I'm just curious about what your thoughts are about all of that.
He ruined it for us because he made it seem like they're going to have to pick in the end. Um, but my thoughts are on that is I feel like with the money element, it added a almost a bit of like survival into it. And like with the eliminations, that really added more of a survival instinct. Like it triggered this survival instinct, I feel like, for all of these people. And that's why some of them latched on harder with the person they were with, some of them. But then I feel like others, it was like a benefit kind of a thing. Like, well, it's in my benefit to stay with you. So I'm going to stay with you until we see like how this plays out, how this shakes out. Like And I mean, it's just me seeing what I see because I'm almost kind of like the therapist that just like watches these people and then kind of like tells them how they feel, which I thought was bizarre. Um,
Oh yeah.
but it was interesting because, like, for Alex and Andrew, it opened up this conversation that they hadn't had yet about like how they still have walls up, and like that was able the therapist, you know, telling them what she thought where it was able to like strike up that conversation of okay, yes, obviously like we still have these walls up, like we need to break them down, whatever. But I almost feel that way because I kind of feel like with Dale and Kat, I feel like I really feel like the money wasn't in play. Dale might have explored Alicia more
Yeah.
versus just sticking it out with Kat. Because I think Dale sees the money as a benefit. He's a businessman. He has, you know, different businesses that he's a part of and owns or whatever. So he sees the money as an opportunity. Um, I almost feel somewhat like that with Jeremy. I can't get a good read on him. He confuses me. I'm just trying to think of the couples that are left. Obviously, Jonathan and Leia were like, "Oh, this is great. We'll just ride it out, see how long we can, see if we can get to the money." Keith and Kathy are kind of in a similar boat. Andrew and Alex, I think they actually do like each other, and I think if the money wasn't in play, they would be fine. Like I just think that they like each other. And Jess and Spencer are the same way. Like I think that they just truly like each other. But for
Yeah.
me personally, I guess it would depend on my personal goals, like my lifetime goals. Because I just had this conversation with my dad earlier. Being in a committed relationship has a lot of benefits to it. Like as far as raising I mean, it can have a lot of negatives. And in my experience, I have a great husband, so I'm having a good experience.
Yeah.
Um, but it has a lot of benefits to me, like my husband keeping my children or our children, like taking turns, financial security and benefits. Like there's so many benefits in being in a committed relationship. So I would say if I was in my 30s, 40s, yeah, if somebody had a lot of money, I might go for that just because of the security it would provide for me. Um, but like getting married younger, obviously I was more in it for like love and the emotional part of it because you know at that point you don't have anything. Like when I got married, I didn't have anything. I mean, I shouldn't say I didn't have anything, but like I
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
job, but I didn't have
Yeah.
like the luxuries I have now being a married woman. So yeah, I think it really just depends on the individual and their goals. Whereas like a man who has money or a woman who has money already might just want that connection
Yeah.
versus like financial security. I don't know. There's a lot of pieces and parts there. This is like kind of
Yeah.
fun to hash out.
Yeah, it's juicy because like you were saying when you brought up the survival piece, like 100% that with when I think of like a lot of women, they can easily go into that survival mode because oh God, people are gonna hate for me to say this, but it's just the truth. Like historically, and people, if you hate me for saying this, then just think about the Me Too movement that you believe in and all of that. The foundation of it is that in a lot of ways, women are like a weaker, between the man and the woman. It's like, and all I mean, there are so many ways women are more powerful and are super powerful, and we learn to
I was
use
literally just
power.
thinking that. I was
Yeah,
literally just thinking that
yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah.
are men and women are designed with different strengths. Like we are created
Yes,
and designed for a reason,
yes.
for a purpose.
I agree 100%. So when I say it, I like hate using even those words, but what I mean is when I say that, and it's not exactly the right words to use, but over like what if you think about all of evolution, right? Like women did depend on men for the most part to go like get the food and like protect them and go hunting and like do all the shit. So and women were like home with the kids and gathering some berries and like doing that kind of stuff.
Right. Not that they didn't
So
have to fight off a saber-toothed tiger here and there, but
yeah, right, right. But so in our DNA is this thing of we need to be taken care of. It's just in our like evolutionary DNA. So that's all I meant by those words, by the way. And so I do think, and then even if we think about it now today, like when I worked, a high powered job, I really did have to learn how to play a certain game because I was in a very male dominated industry, and I worked with a ton of men, and I knew that there were just situations that I was going to have to learn how to like play around them, and or I would end up in a bad situation. So that's what I mean. Like we have to learn how to use, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but because of that, and like women, they're the pay gap and how much less women make, all of those things, I can see why a woman, that survival skill or need would be activated, like you said, and then be like, I'm gonna marry a wealthy man because then I feel secure. And even
yeah.
and I just need to be like happy enough. I'm not saying that even my friends are unhappy, because they're not, but maybe they didn't go all in on pleasure and passion and connection because they're getting their pleasure from feeling really secure and being pampered and things like that, which again, no judgment. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't even think it's wrong. So there's nothing to judge because maybe that for them is super pleasurable, and
Mhm.
but it's just an interesting dynamic. And you mentioned Alex and Andrew, and I'm wondering if for them, the money actually maybe made them, because they do want to win the money and they were put in this situation where, well, now we're coupled up. I think it almost maybe perhaps made them open up more to each other and grow their connection.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because I kind of noticed that, I feel like, in the last episode.
Yeah, I feel like they are really similar and like their styles are similar as far as like their character styles, like their moral styles. I feel like the way they just are is very similar. Yeah, I think the money and the whole coupling up, yes, has allowed them to like hold on to each other, blossom and grow. Whereas like in the past, when new people came down, that can get kind of confusing. It's like, okay, what do I really want here? Like, do I want this person or this person? Because this seems like somebody that would interest me. And like that can confuse people. Whereas, like, yeah, adding the money element obviously allows them to, and having no new people come in allows them to like latch on and really dig in. I just find, and I was trying to figure out how to put this in words. It's almost like high school. Like all of these people kind of remind me of like high school, and you have like the kids who like think they're cool, and then the kids who are like, well, you guys think you're cool, but like I'm really actually the cool one here.
Yeah.
I just the I don't know, the couples that are left, like they're okay. Like that sounds terrible. I just have not really felt like
Yeah. Me either.
super strongly about anybody. I haven't been like, man, I cannot wait to see how this plays out. Like, I'm really rooting for them. Not that I'm rooting against them. That's not it.
Oh, no,
I
I
just
get
haven't really been shown anything that I'm like really invested in and like rooting for. Like when we did Farmer Wants a Wife, some of those people I was like, I'm really rooting for these two to get together. Or even in past seasons of like Bachelor in Paradise, I'm really rooting for this couple to like be together at the end.
right.
And this season, I just don't, lack of character development or something. There's just not something there that I'm like, wow, like these two little cuties are going the distance. I mean, I think after listening to Spencer this time and he was sharing about, like he's really ready to settle down and invest in somebody. He's really ready to start a family. Like, he's thinking like in 2 years. And then
Oh, I
when
know.
Jess was like backpedaling, I'm like, dang, like Lexi Lexi might have been a good fit here because she said that to Joey on his season. Like, she has endometriosis, like her time is ticking, like she's ready to invest in somebody and settle down. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that reminds me more of Lexi. And I think Jess and Spencer get along great. But when he was saying all that, I'm like, oh, your goals are like more similarly aligned to Lexi's goals.
Yeah, and I think she's like what I thought when I saw her kind of backpedaling was, I mean, in part, I was like, I don't know, maybe she's just younger than him, so she's not ready and not in the same place as him, which is always, that's a part of the equation if people
Yeah.
work.
I'm gonna look up how old she is. Now I'm really curious.
Yeah, but I also thought because of what she went through before with being in that 4-year relationship and like she gave him a second chance and then he cheated a year later and she had moved in with him and all that. I think that when he says 2 years, I'm curious if in her mind she's like, well, I was with someone 4 years and they still fucked me over. So
That could be. I don't
maybe
know that. I just got the vibes that she like wasn't ready. Okay,
yeah,
Jess is 26. Okay, it doesn't say how old. So Dale, this is interesting. Dale's 36. That's shocking to me.
yeah.
He's 30. Jess is 26. Kat is only 28. That's interesting.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, of course it's gonna okay. I'm like annoyed at this. I want to see how old Spencer is. Spencer is 32.
Yeah. So there's
I
a
mean,
6 year
it's
gap.
interesting to me how different people are now. Like even 10 years ago when I got married, like I thought getting married at 25, I guess it was 11. Let me give myself some credit. I'm only 34. 11 years ago when I got married, I thought 25 was old. Like I saw myself getting married at like 23 and having kids at like 25. Like I wanted to be
Yeah.
super young. And like now, I feel like people are waiting longer and longer and longer to get married and have kids. Like Derek Huff is now pregnant. His wife is pregnant and he's maybe 40. And
Yeah.
back in the day, 40 was like past baby making age. Like that's like
Well, not for men though.
no. No, that's true, but I just feel like
But I will tell you, I do agree with
growing
you.
up, I always thought like that was old,
Yeah.
like for kids.
Yeah. But I think part of it, if you think about it though, is because people are like, if you're a woman and you're going to college and you're focused, then you're like focusing on building your career some out of college. And this goes back to our other conversation about I want to find a different word. I don't like the fact that I use the word weaker. I don't like that. It's really bothering me that I use that word. Um,
It's
so
not weaker, like
no,
it's more
I
feminine.
hate the
Like,
fact. Yeah,
okay,
what I was
feminine.
gonna say is like we have more, like we're if you want to build a career, okay, then and actually I think it is in a lot of ways great because I'm glad that I had my career and stuff like early on because then I was already with someone. So but let's just pretend I was single. When a woman is financially stable and has her career and stuff, she can choose love from the place of I can handle myself and take care of myself so I don't have to like be in a bad relationship or just settle or whatever to be with someone for financial security. And I think that's wonderful. At the same time, we're in like this constant catch 22 as women because like if you want to build your career first and get really stable, then even if you are in a relationship, you want to do that first so that you have a career to come back to should you choose to after you have a baby. And then that automatically makes you older before you're going to be able to have the baby. And if you haven't met someone yet, then you're like trying to date and build your career and then wait long enough to like have stability in the career so you have a career to come back to if you have a baby. It's like men don't have to think about this shit. Men don't have to deal with any of this. And I stayed home with my son and that was my choice. And I am so thankful that I left my job once I was able to when he was in kindergarten. And before that, I worked from home. So I was with him a lot. Um, like for a few years before. So just his kindergarten year was really the only year that I worked super like, and even then I only went into work 2 days a week and did the rest from home. But once I left, I decided I need to leave my job because I'm really wanting, first of all, I was focusing on me and like my health because I'd been so sick and I was learning so much about myself. But also him, I wanted to be a mom. But damn it if I didn't pay for that in my career and in my
Yeah.
retirement and in all the things. And men just don't have to fucking look at any of this stuff.
Mhm.
You know
No,
what I'm
you're exactly right. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying. I totally agree with what you're saying. I think that's completely accurate.
Yeah. So all I meant was women have probably like less. Help me find a better way to say that than weak because I don't like that word.
I don't even remember. That was like a totally different. In what context were you using it? Remind
I
me.
was using
That's
it in
my
the
brain is
terms
like,
that we are put at, this is it. We are put at a disadvantage by
okay,
life, like society, whatever. So a woman might want to choose a man with money if her survival instincts are activated. Because in
I guess it depends on your goals though, because like yes, for some, we are put at a disadvantage, but in other ways, like if you don't have a career goal necessarily and you have more of like a family oriented
yeah,
goal, you're not really at a disadvantage, I guess. I mean, maybe some, I don't know. I feel like it just depends on
right.
what
Well, right. I know exactly what you mean. It's so nuanced. It's so juicy in there, and it's hard to find the
Mhm.
exact right way to say it and because
Yeah,
so many little threads, so many threads. Because even if you want to, okay, but even
we
if
just
you
need a
want,
chart. We need a chart with like all these things at the top and like start drawing arrows and like making more lists and
yes, because even if you are more family focused and you don't even want to like go to college or you don't care about ever having a job, and that's totally great too. But then you really like got to be clear on the man you choose because you are putting yourself completely in his care, your
yeah.
entire
Yeah.
family in
I think
care.
I think like I don't really realize sometimes like just how lucky I got.
You are so fortunate.
Yeah, like I just don't really realize it until like I listen to other people and I could cry even just thinking about how lucky I got. Because when you get married, it's all a gamble. Like it's all a gamble. We were 25 and 26 when we got married. I think he was 26. And like you're so young. You're not even like developed yet. Like I still don't feel developed most days. And like it's such a gamble to make that choice because you don't know everything. You don't know what's to come. You don't know how people are going to react. I don't even know how I'm going to react in different situations, XYZ, whatever. And like, yeah, I just don't really realize just how fortunate I am until I like listen because I'm like, I don't have to worry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's a gamble to get married and like, he might not want to have her stay home. You just have to be very clear, like you're saying, on choosing the person. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that was my own little tangent, but I think the way to be clear because I've thought about this a lot since I've been married. The way to be clear is to go around to your married friends, married people and ask them, what is one thing you wish you would have asked or known
Mm,
about this person before you got married? Because I think sometimes we all have like these ideas and these dreams and these goals, but when it comes down to it, it might not be feasible. And it might not end up being your goal. Like, let's say this person got married, they were madly in love when they got married, and then they decided, they wanted to have kids, but they never even really talked about like what that looks like raising kids. Like these are all good conversations to
Mhm.
have before you get married. Like what are your expectations for me as a mom when we start having kids? Like, do you expect me to do all the diaper changing, all the taking care of, all the illnesses? Do you expect me to take time off work to take care of the kids? Like, what are your expectations for me? And then also ask, what are your expectations for yourself as a dad? Do you
Yeah.
only want to show up and have fun and play? Do you only want to, like help with baths and that's it? You don't want to do any diaper changes, but you're willing to help with bath time? Like, there's just so many little things, and you can't plan for or ask every question. But I think, if you want to be really clear on choosing a spouse,
Yes.
there's
And
a
you know
lot
what
of
else?
little questions that you need to ask, because when those things come up, you could be like, well, remember we did talk about this, like now is the time, and this is like what you said. So
Yeah.
like even if that's not how you feel now, like how can we come to a compromise about this?
Yeah. And I think like even so what you just said, what I heard you say is even, yes, I think it's important to have all those conversations because I remember when I breastfed when Jag was first born, and like sometimes all I wanted, because like my ex-husband couldn't breastfeed him, obviously, which is
Yeah.
great. And it was so bonding. I loved breastfeeding him. And it would have gone a long way if you would just get up when you hear him crying and bring him to me in bed. Just
Yeah.
bring him to me in bed. So I'm not dragging myself every single time, sleep deprived, exhausted, all the things to the nursery. Like, God,
Yeah,
that was
because
not
say,
so.
oh, there's no way to help feed them when you're feeding them. It's like, okay, but there are ways.
But
Like
you
you can.
can support me, your wife. You can tend to me while I'm tending to our baby.
Yeah.
And I think so for me, what I'm hearing in the like subcontext of what you're saying, yes, have those overt conversations and also really get to know how they are as a person. Talk about your communication styles, talk about how you engage with conflict, talk about what's important to you. Like, it's really important to me to be tended to. That's so important to
Mhm.
me. Do they enjoy tending to me, or is it something that they would compromise on, but it's not really what they want? So then maybe they'll resent me later, or, there's all those kind of like um, subtext conversations to
Mhm.
have and to fill out. And my second thing is, I would like you to repeat what you said is the question you would ask your married friends. And then I would like you to give the answer, like your answer as a happily married person to that question.
Oh my gosh, the question people so okay, so if somebody came up to me like, what is one thing you'd want to know before you got married? Oh gosh, I could come up with a list, and not even that, like, I would say the biggest question I would ask is like, what at the end of the day, at the end of your life, look, if you like are taking a step back, let's say you're 80 and you're looking back at your life, what what at that point would make you feel the most fulfilled, like at 80? So like before you get married, ask your partner at 80 years old, if you can look back at all of the years that you've spent, what is like one thing that you would feel like would make you feel the most fulfilled at 80? Like, yeah.
That you could have done. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
just like
great.
dreaming about like ultimate goals, because I think that's something that's easy to like forget about in the day-to-day task of like running here and there, or groceries, or going to work, or school drop off and pick up, like all of like the big overarching like fulfilling goals kind of get tucked away. And if you think about those and you dream about those on a regular basis, those things will still come up and you can make those things fit in your day to day.
Yeah, beautiful. I want to answer it as a formerly married person.
Okay.
as something that I probably learned was real big, like going through my divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So I would ask and want to know, like, how did you engage with life, with the good parts of life, the hard parts of life, the ups, the downs, the conflicts, the joys, like how do you show up for life? Because I show up for life. I'm present. I'm present when shit gets hard. I'm present when shit is amazing. Like I'm in all of it and I'm willing to face myself too, like what comes up for me in those moments. And like, I'm noticing a rub here that I don't want to deal with this, but okay, then I want to understand that because I'm going to deal with it. I want to know how someone shows up because I want to know, are we going to really fully fucking live, which means we can feel it all and we can navigate it all. And if I know if you can show up fully for life, I can trust you. That's one of my barometers for trust.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to show up fully for life. And if you do that, I can trust you. And if you don't, then I can't.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that would be something I would want to know.
How do you engage in life? Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Engage with life.
Engage with life, not in life. Okay. See, I'm thinking like engage in life as in like everyday mundane tasks. Like, okay, if we're all at home for dinner, are you like just sitting at the table scrolling your phone,
Right.
waiting to be fed, or are you up with me, getting the plates out, getting the water cups,
Right.
ushering the children to the table? Like, where are you engaging in this?
Right. So I think the question, the way I phrased it, like engaging, how do you engage with life? If someone is fully present and engaged with life in the moment, then they know, oh, we gotta like make this a flowing, beautiful, present machine. Let's enjoy all of it, the messiness of it and the beauty of it. Let's enjoy that the dinner has to be cooked. So I'm going to engage with that. Let's enjoy, not that they do it all on their own,
Yeah.
that you can work together to do whatever is at hand.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, but if someone checks out from life, if they say, oh my God, what? Engage with life. I don't know. Like, then they're probably going to be sitting there scrolling on their phone when we're at dinner together and I'm wanting conversation,
Yeah.
or they're just going to be like, I don't know, somewhere else. And that's not attractive to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why. I mean, yes, there is a time and a place. Yeah, let's just scroll our phones and chill.
Of
But yeah,
course.
why, like, I don't know, why should I be the only one standing here doing this? Like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not like as a woman, we're just like, oh, I love to cook dinner every night. Like, that's not it. Now, it would be a lot more pleasurable if you did have company, if you did have assistance and help. Yeah.
Right. And as we've talked about before, I do not cook dinner out of duty.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
almost
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah. So if I like literally the other night, I mean, I knew we had to eat, like I was hungry but I also was like, oh, I had other things going on. I had been working on my launch that day. So I like put some wieners under the broiler and spooned out some beet kraut stuff and sliced up an avocado and we ate that. And it was perfectly acceptable. And I didn't like loathe doing that. I just didn't want to like go through and cook some big immaculate dinner, which sometimes I love doing. So Yes, but I do agree. Like sometimes it's so nice to cook with someone or to just know that they'll clean up if you cooked.
Yeah.
That's my thing too. I like if I love to make a big dinner and stuff, but then it's like, oh my gosh, if I just made this whole big dinner, I'm not really in the mood to stand there and do dishes too.
Right. The pressure is like, yeah, all on you and it just gets exhausting.
Yeah. So
Um, should we
yeah,
do perfect match
yeah.
or are you like did you have anything else for Bachelor?
I don't really think I did. There was nothing major that stood out, you know, other than what we've talked about.
Mhm.
Um, perfect match is just fascinating. Like I could not believe how Ollie was behaving towards AD and like screaming at her.
Mhm.
I would have been like, deuces, buddy. Like,
Yeah, but that girl, I like her a lot. Like,
mhm.
I like her a lot. You can definitely see she has, like, what's in alignment with her, and
Uh-huh.
I think she's willing to work with somebody, like, she'd be a great partner. I think she's willing to work with somebody, but
Yeah,
she's, like, not going to accept, like, being treated like crap. Like, I mean, I guess by staying with somebody, maybe you are kind of accepting it, but she's definitely like saying, okay, this is what you did. I'm not going to stand for this. Like, it's not happening. And yeah, I really like AD. I like her a lot.
yeah, I do too. I do too. She's good. But I guess it just really shocked me because of how he has behaved and stuff. And then
All these men are doing that. It's amazing to me.
but she didn't even do anything wrong. Like she like talked to someone or something.
It's like almost like they're putting their issues like I don't know. Like it's okay for me to run around and play, but then if you run around and play, you're bad. Like because
Right.
they're afraid of I guess losing the person or not being good enough. Whatever their fear is driving that insecurity,
Yeah.
but then they're allowed to just run around and do whatever and like the woman is just supposed to accept it.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I don't understand that mentality. I don't know. What did you think about when Juliet and Scott and who was the other one? Was it
Yeah.
Carrington?
Carrington.
And then they all just ended up leaving. Like I thought that was so funny. I'm like, this is what I signed up for. Like, let's all just implode real quick so we're not on this show anymore. It was so
Yeah. I so I liked Juliet with Carrington more
yeah.
than with Scott. And I just think Scott is like a game player.
Yeah, immature.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like they were not really main characters anyhow, if that makes
No,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. I do like the new dynamic of Rachel and Ray. Like, I think they're kind of fun and playful. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
about the chemistry piece of it. Like, I'm not getting a lot of ooh, this is like a lot of
I,
chemistry. I'm not getting that from them, but I
I
do
know, but
like that
I
it's
can't
fun.
tell. Do you think she would have that kind of chemistry with like anyone? Because I was thinking back to when she was on The Bachelor, and I feel like she's kind of, there's something about her that to me isn't super, I don't, it's not the same, but like, you know how I've said Alex is like little girl, like,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of like that. It's like not, there's not like this, um, not that everyone has to be sultry, but like I don't ever see that in her ever. I never see her like being more. in her like sexy vibe really with anyone. But
But I don't think she has like a strong masculine presence. Like I think for her, because I feel like I can kind of like align with this a little bit. Like it takes a strong masculine presence to
Mhm.
like get to that point.
Mm,
Like almost like bossy. Like boss me around. Like you be in charge. You tell me what to do. Like I can
yeah.
get into that kind of energy.
Oh, me
I
too.
think
Oh,
maybe she would need that. I think maybe she would need that. I think she needs because she's been done dirty several times. Like I think she needs a very strong masculine presence that's like got her. Like I've got you. You can relax and have a good time and like show me all your sides because like at the end of the day, I've got you.
I see. She needs some of that Pluto archetype energy from a man in her
That's
life.
what I that's
Show me all of you.
that's my
I
assertion
got
because I think that's
it.
what the allure is for like Lucy and Daniel. I think Daniel provides for her like a very masculine energy. And then
Yeah.
when she like is bad, and he's upset with her, like I think that's why I mean, I understand that she was like the double standard thing, but when he was like mad at her the first time because she was like embarrassing him, I think some women find that kind of masculine energy like attractive. They like kind of like to, I don't know, like be told what to do in that way. Does that make any sense? Am I making sense?
Um, Tell me more. Be told what to do in what way? Like that she was bad, she did something
Like when
wrong.
he was like, "You're embarrassing me, yeah, don't act that way." Like I think some women are attracted to that kind of masculine energy. I don't know if
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
a
So,
dad issue or what, versus
yeah.
like a
So,
very strong, passionate masculine energy.
so to me, when I think of that, I'm like, okay, that's great. Let's use that in a way to access the part of you that you think is bad. Because there's some part of you that you think is bad if you've got some turn on in there. So
Mhm.
like I think that's where the BDSM culture is so powerful for healing because you can have a dom actually like tell you you're so bad and spank you and like may and be like, you know,
Oh
but
gosh.
but
Yeah.
when you use it consciously, you can use it to access a part of yourself that feels truly like you are this really bad girl for doing this thing and you can flip the script with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I just think Rachel and Ray are like two little kids on the playground. They're just, I don't know. I don't see the sexual chemistry.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
glad that she said, I think it was important. She gave herself permission. And I don't remember who she was talking to, but somebody was like, well, what do you want to do? What feels fun? Let yourself have fun. And she gave herself permission to like just have fun. She doesn't have to be there to find her husband. She can have a good time. Ray felt fun and flirtatious. Go for it. Have that experience, whether or not it takes you anywhere long term,
Mhm.
and just enjoy yourself. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you got to like let your hair down a little bit and not feel pressure
Yeah, I agree.
to access a part of you that then can go deeper. Uh,
Mhm.
what did you think about Sandy being sent on a date with JR?
I am like, I don't know. I was kind of on the fence, but I feel like it's been there, done that. And JR brings energy that's too cocky, I think, and people can see through that at this point. Like in the ultimatum, I think it served its purpose and it worked
Yeah,
for him
yeah,
because Sandy was like trying to get away from her situation she was in.
yeah,
But like, I think if he wanted to win her over this time, it needed to be different for her. Like,
right.
yeah, I think it was like I think that was Sandy, like, been there, done that, and JR's like, "Oh, everybody wants me," you know how he talks, like, "I'm
I
just so
know.
wonderful," and I'm like, "Okay, buddy, whatever," like, you're not bringing it, like, if he would've came at her with, like, more of a caring concern, "How are you?" kind of place, like, "Where are you? Where what are you thinking?" versus, "You want me." I don't know, I think it would've been better.
Yes, I agree. His attitude just wasn't great. But I like how she and Louis connect and interact and flirt. And like
Too.
when he made her that food, like that was so sweet. And he was like, and she got it because he was like, this isn't a side I show everyone. And he didn't even have to say that to her. She was like, I know he's showing me parts of himself that are vulnerable for him that he doesn't do for everybody. And I so appreciate that. And that's what
Yeah.
I think in her, like when I say, and I say it a lot, and we've talked about it, how she has that feminine, she knows how to be in her feminine. She is a great example of it, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, especially like in this time when I feel like there aren't always good examples, especially like younger good
Mhm.
examples for people. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I love that dynamic. So I'm
I do too. I
really
think they're fun.
excited. Yeah, so I am excited to see who like is the perfect match.
Okay, so this week we are going to watch episode 10. Actually, our timing will be impeccable because it's the finale of Bachelor in Paradise. So we can just talk about both finales in
Those
one episode.
finale. That
So
is actually
the real
perfect.
the universe was aligning it for us.
Yes, always. Everything
Yeah.
is always in alignment, no matter
Yeah.
what. Yeah.
I'm really glad that worked out though, that we both were like, "Oh crap, did you finish?" I'm like, "No, did you?" Like,
Well, I had planned to watch it last night and then um I didn't because I just forgot. And I told you I've been playing with my primary health system and
yeah, uh-huh.
experimenting with that. And so I did my nighttime routine for that, which is like not sitting and watching TV. And
Right?
I was like, oh, I just forgot. It was like it didn't, I don't know, it didn't even register till someone this morning asked me, oh, did you do your prep for your podcast? And I was like, it was just like this guy who's over at Whole Foods all the time getting coffee. Like I saw him once I went over there to get coffee and get some groceries. And he's just like a local guy seeing there all the time. And I said something about coming to record and he asked me and I was like, oopsie.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I think my phone's gonna die. I'll just be real honest. I thought I had it plugged in charging this whole time, and it dawned on me a little bit ago that it's in fact not charging.
Yeah, we can
Uh,
say bye because let me tell you what's funny. I did have my computer plugged in, but it wasn't all the way in the thing, and it just popped up that it was almost dead, and I'd like stuck it in there real good. Ah, her phone did die. All right. Well, I will close it out. This has been a great conversation. We love you guys. Thank you so much for always just showing up, listening to us, and gosh, giving us all your patience, your grace, your attention, all the things. We love it. We're appreciative of it. We appreciate you. And thanks for going on this wild, crazy ride with us. Stay tuned next time for those finales. Mwah. Bye.